For decades, scientists believed they already knew the limits of how large a snake could grow. Then, in 2009, something unexpected changed that belief. Deep inside a Colombian coal mine, researchers uncovered fossil remains so massive they did not belong to any known snake. What did they discover about this mysterious giant creature? Grab your popcorn and stay with us as we dive into the amazing world of prehistoric creatures. The discovery that changed everything. Okay, so the place where they found Titanoboa is called the Cerrejón coal mine, and this isn't just some random dig site. It's basically a time machine, a complete ancient rainforest that was buried suddenly by mud and ash 60 million years ago. Everything was well preserved. Leaves, fish, turtles. It's almost like someone hit pause on an entire ecosystem. And buried in that same ancient mud, it was the biggest snake bones ever found. Not just one or two, dozens of vertebrae, ribs, more bones, all enormous. Now here's where it gets wild. When the scientists first measured these bones and did the math, they couldn't believe the numbers. They literally ran the calculations multiple times, thinking they had made a mistake. This snake was over 50 feet long. It weighed over 2,500 pounds. That's more than a ton. The Titanoboa was almost twice as long and 5 times heavier than a modern anaconda. Just let that sink in for a second. This wasn't just a big snake. This was the biggest land predator on Earth after the dinosaurs died. And the fact that it existed at all told scientists something huge. The planet back then must have been way hotter than anyone thought, hot enough to contribute to the growth of mega-sized creatures. Why size matters. So you're probably wondering, how do scientists know how big this thing was from just some bones? Good question. Here's how it works. Modern snakes follow pretty predictable patterns. The size of their spine bones directly relates to how long their bodies are. It's like measuring someone's height by looking at their leg bones. So scientists took the Titanoboa vertebrae, compared them to modern anacondas and boas. The numbers checked out. This thing was massive. But here's the real question. Why was Titanoboa so much bigger than any snake today? What was different back then? The answer is temperature. And this is where it gets really interesting. The heat factor. One thing you should know about snakes is that they're cold-blooded. That means they can't control their own body temperature as we can. If it's cold outside, they're cold. If it's hot outside, they're hot. They're basically at the mercy of their environment. And that's huge because temperature controls everything for them. How fast they grow, how quickly they digest food, how big they can get, everything. Think of it like this. The warmer it is, the faster their metabolism runs. Faster metabolism means they can eat more, grow faster, and get way bigger. It's like having a more powerful engine. So when scientists found Titanoboa, they weren't just looking at a giant snake. This snake was basically a thermometer showing them what the ancient climate was like. And get this, the planet had to be so hot that nothing like our modern world could support a snake this size. Not the Amazon, not the Congo, nowhere on Earth today is hot enough for Titanoboa to exist. A different world. Okay, let's go back 58 million years. The dinosaurs are gone, the planet is rebuilding, and things are getting seriously hot. In what's now Colombia, the average temperature year-round was at least 90 degrees Fahrenheit. But here's the fun part. There were no cool seasons, no winters, no cold nights, just constant, relentless heat, all day, all night, all year. And in this environment, cold-blooded animals thrived because warmth is fuel for them. The hotter it is, the better they do. So everything grew massive. Turtles the size of cars, crocodiles with skulls like battering rams, and of course, Titanoboa. Modern anacondas and pythons are already pushing the limits of what today's climate can support. To get bigger than them, you need a world that's several degrees hotter consistently for millions of years. Titanoboa needed that insane heat to survive. Its massive body required blazing temperatures just to function, to pump blood through 50 feet of muscle, to digest food, to move. Without that heat, it couldn't exist. The perfect hunting ground. The world Titanoboa lived in wasn't some nice, clear river. It was a dense, muggy swamp. Murky water, tangled roots everywhere. Thick vegetation is blocking out the sun, and visibility was terrible. But for Titanoboa, this was perfect. Being a giant in this environment was a huge advantage. Water supports weight through buoyancy, so Titanoboa could lurk in the swamp without its body crushing itself under its own weight. The murky, dark water hid its massive bulk, and the heat kept its muscles warm and ready to strike. This wasn't an accident. Titanoboa was the perfect product of an extreme world specifically designed for its benefits. High heat, tons of prey, and a swampy maze designed for ambush predators.
The ultimate ambush predator.
So how did Titanoboa actually hunt? Forget what you've seen in movies. This thing wasn't chasing prey across land. Are you kidding me? 40 feet of snake doesn't run. It would sink into mud, drag on the ground, fight gravity with every movement. On land, Titanoboa was slow and vulnerable. But in water, totally different story. In the swamp, Titanoboa moved like a crocodile, slow, silent, mostly submerged. It would slip between fallen trees and roots without making a sound, just gliding through the murky water like a ghost. And here's the scary part. For something this big, staying hidden was easy. The dark water was like camouflage. It didn't need to chase anything. It just waited. Hours, days, maybe weeks, completely still, until something got too close. And when it struck, game over. Scientists estimate Titanoboa could withstand over 400 psi of pressure. That's enough to instantly crush a crocodile's ribs. Modern constrictors cut off blood flow to kill prey, but Titanoboa, it just crushed whatever it grabbed. Bones, organs, everything. There was no escaping that grip. So what's on the menu?
So what did this monster eat?
Based on the fossils found at the same site, we've got a pretty good idea. Giant turtles. These things were everywhere. Slow, easy to catch, and packed with calories. Perfect snake food. Early crocodiles. Huge fish. The rivers were full of them back then. Maybe some early mammals, though mammals were still pretty small back then. But if one wandered near the water, yeah, it was getting grabbed. But here's the thing. Water wasn't just where Titanoboa hunted. It was essential for survival. Water supported its weight. Without buoyancy, Titanoboa would struggle to even move on land. Its own body would crush its internal organs. Breathing would be hard. Movement would be exhausting. Plus, water helped it regulate temperature. The Titanoboa could cool off in the water when needed while still keeping its metabolism high enough to function.
The fall of a giant.
Okay, so if Titanoboa was such a perfect predator, why isn't it still around? Why aren't we dodging 50-foot snakes today? The answer is simple and kind of sad. The world changed and Titanoboa couldn't adapt. After the Paleocene, Earth started cooling down. Not all at once, but gradually over millions of years. Average temperatures dropped by several degrees, and for a cold-blooded giant, that was a death sentence. Remember, cold-blooded animals depend entirely on temperature. When it gets cooler, their metabolism slows down. Everything slows down. Digestion takes longer, movement becomes sluggish, growth stops. For something as massive as Titanoboa, this was catastrophic. It needed tons of food just to maintain its weight, but with a slower metabolism, it couldn't hunt efficiently anymore. It couldn't digest fast enough. It couldn't compete. Basically, Titanoboa starved, slowly, over generations. Its body was too big for the cooling planet. But it wasn't just temperature. The whole ecosystem was changing. Mammals were getting bigger and more diverse. They were warm-blooded, so they could stay active even when it got cooler, and they were eating the same food Titanoboa needed. The swampy rainforests were drying out. Rivers became seasonal instead of year-round. The humid, dense environment Titanoboa depended on was disappearing. And all the other giant reptiles, the massive turtles and huge crocodiles, they were dying out too. The entire food web that supported Titanoboa was collapsing. Why this matters? And honestly, that should make us think. Climate doesn't just change the weather, it defines what life can even exist. Titanoboa was a creature that shouldn't have been possible. Too big, too heavy, too dependent on a world that was always going to change eventually. But for a few million years, everything lined up perfectly. The temperature was right, the food was abundant, the environment was perfect, and the largest snake that ever lived dominated the swamps of ancient Colombia. Then the world cooled down just a little bit, and it vanished, leaving behind only fossils, and the question, what else could exist if conditions were just slightly different? So there you have it. Which fact blew your mind the most? Drop your answer in the comments. If you enjoyed this journey into prehistoric nightmares, smash that like button and subscribe because we've got way more crazy extinct creatures coming your way. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.